I am Asiya, and I would like to share my story with you so you people can have an idea. You know, to some people, they are going through a phase of pain and suffering, and then they really need help. And if you get a chance, you know such persons, you can come ahead to help them. And even if the persons they are listening to me right now, believe me, it's very hard to live in the circle of violence. It would be very good if you try to break this circle, because once you get out of this, believe me, it's just like an entire change in your life. I was married to my cousin, and it was a whole fully arranged marriage. I never saw my husband before my marriage, and I saw him at the night of our wedding. And it was arranged by my parents and the parents of my husband. Even he didn't know about me before marriage. For the first few days, we were perfect strangers to each other. We didn't know each other. Even, it was very difficult sometimes, to call by name. And remembering the faces and gestures and everything. But in our society, it is considered that if you overcome the spouse in the very beginning, then you are going to lead through your entire life. So maybe this was the idea in my husband's mind. So he tried to do this, and right after very few days of our marriage, he was, he started abusing me and calling me bad names. I protested in the very beginning, and he said, no, this is the way, this is something cultural, you have to accept it because your parents, they are involved, and if you have some respect for your parents and respect for me, so you have to go with my words and with me. So this was like that. And later on, he started abusing me physically and, like beating and hurting the body, everything. It was fully controlled by my husband and my in-laws. If I have to go out, I have to take a permission from my father-in-law, from my brothers-in-law, from my husband. When we moved with our husband, so it was very away from our parents. It was a totally different country. And I didn't know about the culture, about everything. And it was an entire new world. But I should be thankful to my husband because he didn't want me to get an exposure. So all the time I was in my house. I was not allowed to go out to take my kids to the parks because he had the idea that if I go out and I talk to the people, I am going to adopt their culture. He used to say like this, but maybe he was scared that if I get an exposure to the other people, I can get any help from the others. I can get to know how I can move my own life. So I was, yeah.
Were you happy?
I was never happy after my marriage. It was only when he started threatening to kill my kids and me. Then I thought that now this is too much. We have suffered a lot and we had been patient and praying that maybe he is going to change someday. But now the situation, it got worse because he now started threatening me that he can even take the life of my kids. So this was the step, this was the point when I thought that this is too much. I cannot, I cannot sacrifice my kids for the sake of a person who doesn't know how to respect a wife and how to love the kids.